How's it going, guys? Randall, aka Shizukatz, here on the Tresses Collectibles channel, here with Mike.
How's it going, guys?
And today we're going to be doing an 8 standby mirror featuring some cards from the newly released That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Volume 2. I'm going to be playing an 8 standby Data Live deck. It's pretty much the standard meta build that you guys all know and hate.
And then I'm going to be using the double standby combos from the new set. We've talked about this in our 8 standby overview video, but basically the level 1 Rimroot gets to attack twice or trigger twice to trigger more standbys. We standby a bunch of 2/2 Gelds, and then the level 3 combo with the level 3 Milim. When she reverses, I can use the 3/5 event from my hand for a low cost, or when she direct attacks, I can pay 2 burn. So very potent standby deck. We'll see how this matchup fares. You know, both decks really just want to dominate the board, so it's going to come down to a lot of finessing for sure. Now, Geld is definitely a very hard to play against, but so is, you know, on the Dao side, they have things like the level 1 Yoshino, the 1/0 Toka, and the 2/2 Toka being able to just start snowballing advantages. So, yeah. What are you looking for in this matchup on your side, you think?
I think it's going to depend a lot on how much damage you're taking, I feel like. Because in 8 standby mirrors, I feel like Yoshino anti-change is like a really important piece, but also if you just take a bunch of damage, then it ends up just not being able to do much.
Then the Yoshino can't actually reverse or bottom deck the Gelds anymore, right?
And so with this being like a very board-based matchup, being able to just ignore the opponent's power and use that anti-change effect can be very potent, but it also depends on just how the game flow ends up going.
Right. Like on my end, I really want to be able to attack safely with Geld, but on the other hand, you know, sometimes I might want to try to just push for damage, and sometimes I might not be able to play against. We'll see who can settle the board quicker as well.
Yeah. All right.
I think it'll be a fun matchup.
How do I play standby? This is definitely a bit outside my comfort zone, but we'll see how we can do.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. All right. What do we go? Okay. Let's discard. Let's just discard 4. So 4 for me.
Okay. Then I think I'm gonna go a bit greedy here. I'm gonna keep these 3, and then I'm gonna discard 2.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So draw for turn. Kind of unfortunate on the colors of cards in my hand, but I think I'm just fine to just clock and see where we go from there. So I'll clock. Well, those would have been nice to see. Okay.
I assume you really wanted to clock a red there.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a Toka. I'll use her. I'm gonna use the draw effect first between the two. So I'm gonna discard a free fresh, draw a card, and then top check, add to hand, discarding. I don't want to play this. I think I'll go ahead and discard another Toka.
Okay.
And from there, we will just attack. So I'll direct for 2.
1, 2, 2 sticks. Go for turn. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and clock this. Standby and draw 2. Not really looking to play standby into our level 1 combo, so it's not a big deal. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... So I actually can't kill the Toka, which is very unfortunate. Extremely unfortunate.
Is there only 0 the Shizu that runs to back row? Oh, Soy, right.
I will not use effect. And what I think I want to do here is I want to side. I want to get to level 1 first and try to figure out my board situation, get that set up before he gets his set up. So I'm going to try to do less damage here. I'm going to side here. Actually, I'm going to front here, actually. I'm going to front.
Sure.
to crash into him for 2.
1, 2.
Leaving more empty slots so he can push me to level 1 first.
Alright. Draw. Okay. So I do have red in my clock now. I need to decide what my plan is going forward, I guess. So I think what I'm going to do here is clock. Honestly, I think I'm just going to clock this 1, 1. Alright, so if your goal is to get to 1 first, then I can potentially stop you by not triggering as much, since I know your build doesn't run any way to boost yourself in damage during main phase, because yours is on reverse. So what I think I'm gonna do here is play a drop salvage, use the effect to top check to rearrange, and we're gonna leave it like that. And I'm actually also going to play a Toka and reveal top, add to hand, discard a card.
I'm discarding the standby target that he wants in later.
And then from there, I'm not going to use the effect to discard and draw, since I know that this is a clean trigger and I want to trigger that, so I can only deal 2 damage. But I am going to play a standby, and we're going to make this a little bit annoying for you. So we'll go ahead and standby out the Yoshino bomb to the front row, and we're going to direct for 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2's good.
Alright, over to you.
Draw for turn.
Oh, slight misplay on my part. I could have actually played the brainstorm and then bounced it for the when I played the standby.
Oh yeah, could have given the Yoshino another 1,000.
Or this another
or,
1,000.
Or the Toka, yeah. All right, let's see. One o'clock. The Milim and draw 2. Okay. I'm going to start by playing the level 0 Rimuru from set 1 on play mill 2 mandatory, and then if there's a climax, I can choose one of his front row and give him minus 1,000. I'm going to give 1,000 minus to the Yoshino.
Okay.
I'm going to brainstorm. Milim is a mill 4 brainstorm and salvages per climax hit, but a whiff.
We got a Geld in there though.
Yeah, that's definitely very important. I'm trying to get multiple Gelds in here if possible.
Is that the first one?
That is the first one.
Okay.
Okay. Not a great way to mill. And unfortunately, we cannot contest the Yoshino. Yeah, we really were trying to look for something like the Milim Runner, but didn't draw any. Maybe that was a product of our own greed and trying to keep some level 1 cards in open mulligan, but we have to deal with the results. I think for the time being, though, I think this is probably just going to be it. And I'm going to go ahead and going to attack this.
So here I can decide if I want to use Yoshino, swap these two, and so I do have the consideration to do that, but then I wonder if he will consider side attacking if I do that, to try to keep me at level 0. I think in the interest of card value, I'm just going to use the effect and swap.
Okay, and I will side. If I front and trigger, he can clock himself to level 1 the next turn and play standby, especially since he already has Yoshino out. That's going to be pretty problematic for me. So I don't really care if I just do 1 damage or 0 damage here. I think it's okay. I'm gonna side. Side for 1.
Okay, take the 1.
Alright, and your go.
Alright, draw. Go ahead and clock another 2/2. Draw 2 cards. Start amassing some stuff that we can use later on in the game. Alright, so at this point I have a really big advantage in cards in terms of like my stuff's been living. My opponent's at 0-6. His goal was to get to level 1 before me, and it's like not like attacking only once is gonna change that. He's gonna hit level 1 first.
Now's a good time to just go in.
Yeah. So now we're just gonna attack with a bunch of stuff, and I'm also going to do what I forgot to do last turn. We're going to play the Toka, and we're just gonna go ahead and play a standby this time. So I'm gonna use Toka's effect. When I play a Climax, I can return her to my hand, give 1,000 to one of my characters until the end of my opponent's next turn. I'm going to give it to... Who do I want to give it to? So I have to consider what my opponent's probably going to be playing next turn. It's probably going to look something like Rimuru level 1s and some random level 0. Or like triple Rimuru, I guess, is a possibility. I think we're going to go ahead and put the power on the Yoshino.
Okay.
And then I'm going to standby out a 1-0 Toka.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and frontier first for 1.
1. Cancel. When Rimuru gets reversed, I can activate his ability. Question is, do I want to? And I think in the interest of a definite card advantage, I will. I could save the stock for brainstorming next turn, possibly, but I think the guaranteed plus is probably just more valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and activate his effect. When he's reversed, pay 1, and send himself to my clock, which does level me. And I can look at the top 3 and add a character. So I'm going to add the Millen Brainstorm. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. We'll direct attack here for 3.
1, 2, 3. 3's good.
Then another direct attack for 2.
1, 2. 2's good. Okay. Draw for turn. And we'll clock. Let's see.
Is 1 guild?
1 guild still, which is not optimal. Okay, so I don't think we're going to be able to refresh at level 1 this game. Just didn't really have a very strong level 0 to build up stock to be able to brainstorm multiple times and play our level 0 Shizu. So I'm just going to call Climax to draw 2. Then I'm just going to play 3 Rimurus.
Oh, right. Sorry. At start of your turn, I would probably just give it here anyway.
Yep.
So.
Okay. 6k?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Ooh, this is real unfortunate. Yeah, one of the weaknesses of this deck is if you don't get 2 goats in your waiting room, then the setup is definitely not as strong. Unfortunately. But I think that's just something we have to deal with. We also didn't draw a copy of the level 0 Rimuru. That helps us boost power. So as it stands, we actually can't kill the Yoshino, and he gets to save my stock. But it is what it is. I'm gonna play the standby. And standby out a 2/2 guild. And your priority.
You're good.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to frontier. Climax combo. I get to trigger check twice. So first trigger check, second trigger check, and that's for 1.
Yeah. So this effectively works as generating 2 stock, because it's not like the twin drive that people are used to, where you have to pay a stock to twin drive. So I'm gonna level up a red.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead, you just get both stocks straight up.
Okay. Next attack, I'm gonna front. First check, that is 1 trigger. Second check, that is another trigger. So I'm swinging for 3.
1 cancel.
Okay.
So these are both reversed.
And then I think I will.
But you have to front.
Oh yeah, I have to front. I can't side. His downside of being a hit is just he can't side, and that makes him 5/5 power. So front. Gonna trigger. Standby. I have no good standby targets.
Okay.
Trigger. For 2.
1, 2, cancel.
Okay.
And then I will use the Toka's effect. Since my character reversed during my opponent's turn, I can top check, and I can either leave it on top or put it on the bottom of my deck. I'm going to put it on the bottom.
Okay.
Put it on the bottom. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. So, going into this turn, Mike is more than likely going to use his Geld to protect these Removes if I try to contest them. That being said, I can't really contest them. So, what are my options here? So, currently, I'm out 4 in Waiting Room.
And I am out 4 showing in Waiting Room.
So I could use 1 stock here to play. Well, first I need to figure out if I want to clock first. So I think I will clock. I'll clock a Kotori. With the way my current deck is going, I should be able to refresh before level 2. And so when I do eventually hit level 2, the Kotori will fall into my Waiting Room, and I can potentially standby it out later. So, as for considerations, I could play this 1/1 Kurumi that's in my hand. It can contest the Rimurus, and potentially, if he wants to control that lane, he could use Geld and sack it, and possibly 3-stock Encore. And then I could hand Encore in return, but then he just runs it over. So I don't think that's a pretty good investment, because he can just kill it twice. So I think, potentially... what is the plan here? No, I think it actually is a pretty good line to go for. So we're going to do, like, how do we want to do this? I think I have to let one of those live. We're going to play a Kurumi level 1. I'll play the Brainstorm back down. Prepare for a 2/2 to be standbyed out. And I think I'm good not brainstorming here. So what I'll do is... Actually, do I want to brainstorm? No, I won't brainstorm. So what we're going to do is go to Climax phase. I'm going to play a standby Climax, use Toka's effect. I'm going to give 1,000 to the Yoshino cross turn. As...
Oh, back to your hand?
Oh, back to hand, yeah. Because it doesn't make sense to pump here, in my opinion, because if I pump 1k and then he sacks, and then I Encore, like, the power just goes away, because it goes to Waiting Room and then comes back. So I don't really see a point there.
Right, and then the difference between 7.5 and 8.5, not too great, but like maybe giving the Yoshino 1,000 and then boosting the Yoshino with another 15 does make it 6k. So again, my removes can't really contest.
Yeah, that's why I think committing all the power here into the next turn could potentially be annoying for these.
So. Especially since I can't side with those.
All right. Now, I am quite ahead in damage, and I have a consideration to actually side attack with the Kotori here, because it potentially gives me more options for field swapping on the following turn with the Yoshino. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to side attack with the Kotori, and then hopefully we'll get a trigger, get some damage in. Boom. 1 damage.
Side for 1 sticks, and I level. I'm going to go ahead and level another Melon Chaser.
Okay, so now with our 7/5 Kurumi, she gets 1,500 in hand Encore if I have 2 or more other date characters. I am going to declare front.
Okay, I'm going to activate Geld's effect. When one of my other characters is front attacked, I can send him to the waiting room, and then that character getting front attacked gets 4,000 power, and then when he gets sent to the waiting room, I'm going to pay 3 Encore to bring him back into the slot he was rested.
Yeah, so this is like a very textbook play for 8 standby slime, where you use the Geld effect to protect something and then 3-stock Encore him back, especially since you get all the extra stock from the combos. And this is going to be 4/2.
1, 2, 2's good.
All right, this gets reversed. And then we will direct attack with the Yoshino for 3.
Ouch.
Many triggers.
These triggers. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, and then during the Encore step, I am going to elect to Encore. My question is, what do I want to discard? I think I'm going to discard the Fukujiro Kotori.
Okay.
This goes here.
Yeah, so we kind of always do a shorthand, but basically the reason why Randall thought it was kind of pointless, besides the power lines matching up, the reason why Randall thought it was pointless to put the 1000 on the Kurumi is actually the character actually goes to waiting room and then he encores it back, but it's considered to be a new character. So the 1000 power doesn't actually remain anymore.
Yeah. Okay. If I were to give it.
If you were to give it, yeah. But the 1000 power here. And then, okay,
So,
start of my draw phase, go ahead.
Start of your draw phase, I am going to give the power to the Yoshino, sticking to the game plan of
So that
keeping
puts
this.
her at 6000 power.
Yeah.
I am going to draw for turn, and then that refreshes me. I'm going back with 7, missing a level 1 combo. So here, I'm trying to... My number one concern is I need a new waiting room. Since I just refreshed, I don't really have any standby targets out. So definitely looking to brainstorm and hope we can hit some good standby targets.
So how did you say went back?
7 back.
Okay.
Refresh point. Oof. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna start with brainstorm. No need to clock here. Ooh, bending around is exactly what we're looking for, so that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Put the guild here. Since I'm in level 2, guild is no longer higher than my current level, so the Yoshino has no effect on him. That being said, though, actually no. Here, hold on. We could do this. And then we have the 5/5 remove, but we can standby out the Benimaru. The Benimaru gives all my other characters 1500 power, so it does put everyone actually over power range. The concern is he can swap the Yoshino with the 2/2 from his back row, which puts him at 10/5. So if we put it like this, and then we standby out the Benimaru, then the guild will be over 10/5 because he'll be 11. But the middle remove will only be 7k, which is lower than the Kurumi.
So it's basically like, do you want me to keep this, or do you want... So if I keep this, then I don't pay stock. But if I want to keep these alive, like by putting this here, and then you kill this, then I do pay a stock. So that's, I guess, the distinction here.
Right. How many, what's your hand size?
So I have 5 in hand.
5 in hand, okay.
As far as climaxes, I'm out 5.
Okay. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do it this way and then have him pay the 2 to come with the Toka. And then I'm going to attack with these first. And then... yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna attack with these first and then attack with this last. These 2 lanes are gonna reverse. And then he gets 1 scribe, but then it's not as bad. Compared to him scrying during mid-attack phase to try to cancel more damage. So I think, given the 2 lines, I'm going to try this line of play.
I agree, I would go with this line.
Yeah. So let's play the standby, and standby out the Benimaru. And your priority?
I am going to do the pay one.
Okay.
And then we will swap.
So one concern about attack order here is that technically, if I want to keep my entire board, potentially I kind of do want to attack with the remove first because he is the character getting reversed, and then if I trigger standby later, I can just standby out on the guild in the reversed lane. That being said, I want to push damage more, so I'm probably going to attack with this remove first, and then if I trigger standby on these attacks, I'm just going to standby over here and then have this line empty. So that's what we're going to do. Going to front here. First trigger. It's a standby. We're gonna stand by here.
Okay.
So that's the first trigger. And the second trigger. So that's for 3.
1, 2, 3. Cancel.
Okay. And then we are going to front here with the guild. For 1.
2.
Or 2, sorry.
1, 2. Take.
Okay, and then going to front here. Trigger twice with the Climax combo. First trigger is nothing. Second trigger is also nothing. So that's going to be 1 damage.
Take 1.
And I am reversed.
Alright, so my 2 effects both activate at the same time, and I can choose to resolve them in any order. So I'm going to start with... I'm going to start with the Toka. So she lets me look at the top card, and I can either leave it on top or put it on the bottom. Why couldn't I have 6 in deck, man? If I had 6 cards in deck, I could draw for turn Brainstorm. That would be so good. I think I'm gonna put it on the bottom.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna top check to rearrange. I'm gonna put this on top so I draw it.
Okay. And over to you.
Okay. So I'm going to choose not. Do I want an Encore? I think I will Encore. Wait, so what is the powers on your turn? So
Yeah, so Geld gets 1,000 per every one of my back row. So Geld currently is 9-5 by himself, and then 1,500 global from the Benimaru. So Geld is 11. My Rimuru is base 5 plus 1/5, so that's 7.
okay. Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna crash some garbage into your
Yeah.
Geld, so I'm just...
Yeah, this board is very difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Funny thing about your build is that, like, on the offense, it's actually not as nearly as threatening as it is on the defense because
Exactly.
of Gelds. Alright, so I'm gonna not clock. We're going to set up like this, I think. So, as far as the power on the board, Toka gets 1,000 per other. So she's currently 9-5. Kotori can buff her by 1k on attack, making her 10-5. And I know that I'm guaranteed to trigger a standby, which will bring the Toka up to 11-5. And since the Rimuru is 7 right now, a single Geld won't be enough. So that sounds pretty good to me. I can take control of that lane. So yeah, let's go for it. So I'm going to first declare a direct here for 2.
Okay, 1, 2. 2's good.
Okay, and then we declare a front with the Kotori, and then on attack she gives 1,000 to the Toka.
I will not activate Geld.
Okay, and that is for 1.
Cancel on 1.
Okay, and then fronting here.
And so, like Randall said, wait, how many are you out?
So I'm out 6.
You're out 6.
And unless
Okay.
I'm trolling, this
Yeah.
should be a
Yeah,
climb.
those are both climaxes. So 9-5, 10-5, 11-5 with the Kotori buff.
So obviously normally Mike wouldn't know that this
Right.
is a standby. So it's kind of a tricky situation here.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you haven't triggered any standbys. And then if you're 6 out, if you had a climax, you definitely would have played it. I would have to double sacrifice Geld if I want to kill the Toka, but even then, he triggers standby, he just 3-stocks it, and that's no big deal, so no effect.
Okay. Standby. And the card I'm going to standby out here, I think will just be another copy of the 2/2 to my back row.
Okay.
And that's going to be for 3.
1, cancel.
Alright. On reverse top check to rear.
Yeah. Alrighty.
On death. Wait a minute. Okay, no effect.
Okay. And then start a draw phase.
Yeah, I'm going to give the power to this one.
Okay, draw. Alright. Unfortunate on my end that he triggers standby last, because he gets to pay it out with the Yoshino. Very clean. Pay 1 stock out there. On my end, don't need clock, so we're just going to brainstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll salvage 1. I think I'm gonna grab my level 3 Milan here. Prepare for next turn when I inevitably get to level 3. So the thing here is that if I front row the Benimaru, I have to put it here, otherwise he can just swap the Yoshino into it. But even then, I think it's probably not a big deal. But I can't kill the 2/2 Toka. Let's see what we can do. You know what? Actually, we could.
Don't do it.
Do it? On play middle 2?
No, don't.
Okay. If he hit a Climax, I could have minus 1,000 here, and I could have contested. I would have been 500 over, but it was not to be, which is fine. I think what I'm going to do here is going to play. No, he's gonna swap anyways, no matter what. So that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, so I think I have to give up a guild. If I put it like this, then he swaps with the back row. No, he might not swap with the back row. Well, he probably would swap with the back row, but he might swap here too. That's probably the more logical play. Man, this is difficult. 10-5. One, two.
Yoshino Field Swapper, definitely a tricky card.
I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Deck face?
Okay, so this is currently 11.
Yeah, these are 11s.
Okay, so we're tied. Okay, so knowing that he's 11, I can only tie with the Toka, and the Yoshino's guaranteed to die. I don't want to swap with this, obviously, because otherwise he just ties one and then just kills one for free. But I do want to pay that out. How bad do I want to pay it out? Am I okay to just pay it out just to pay it out? Yeah, probably. So I'm going to swap these two then.
Okay. And here we go. Going to go ahead and direct here first, because if I do trigger standby, this is where I want to trigger. This is where I want to put the standby target. And these are all swinging for the same amount of soul damage anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Direct.
But what if he triggers standby on first attack?
Ooh, that's not great. Cards in hand?
5.
I really need to kill his stuff, so standby over one of these is not an option. Standby over the brainstorm, but I think I really need that brainstorm. I think the play here is no effect for 3.
Sure. Where's my climax?
Where is your climax?
Where is it? For 3?
Yeah.
2, 3. Level up. And we're going to level blue. Take refresh points.
Okay. Next, we are going to frontier. For 2.
1 cancel.
Okay. Then we're going to frontier. For 3.
1 cancel. And then we tie. Then I get to use my 2 effects in the order of my choosing. So we're going to go with Scry first and then rearrange. So we'll scry. I'll pass on that. Let's rearrange. Oh, okay. Alright, and then Encore step.
I will not Encore.
Okay.
Over to you.
Yeah. So draw. So the fact that Mike chose not to Encore is probably just because he's at 2-5 preparing to go to 3, and that the Gelds and controlling the board with multiple Gelds is not really part of the game plan anymore. He just wants to have all this stock ready for endgame stuff.
Yeah, from my perspective, I've already demolished most of this problematic board, and then I am going to go to level 3 very soon, so at least I still have a Benimaru and Gon on the board, so it should be fine.
Yeah, alright. So for my clock, I'm gonna clock a Shido, draw 2. That's pretty much what we wanted to see here. So looking at the board, he has a Geld at 11, a Rimuru that's just chillin'. I think I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm here. That seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine. So we'll go ahead and brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting 1, hitting 2. So I get to search my deck for 2 characters. Alright. So we're gonna go with a 3-2 Toka. And I wish there were some 3-2 Kurumis in here. What the heck?
All in your stock.
3-2 Kotori is pretty good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so I could choose to play the healer that I just searched, but the thing is that I want to keep this yellow here, so that I could potentially play this Kotori when I hit level 3 from my hand, and then actually use her on-play effects, because I do think that they are quite valuable. So I'm going to not play my healer here, and then instead we're going to play 2 copies of Swimsuit Kotori. On play, I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck and rearrange, and I think this is the good order.
You have 7 cards in hand?
I have 6.
6, okay.
Okay, so that's at 11. All right. Okay, so I'm going to play Standby using the effect bouncing back, and then I'm going to give 1000 power to the Toka, and I'm actually just going to bring out a Kurumi since this is the only one I have access to anymore.
Okay.
All the other ones are just chilling in my stock. So yeah, definitely think that bringing this out is better than the 3-2 Kotori support, as currently I'm already at 11.5, so giving this another 2k power isn't going to make a difference. The 3k memory kit counter is gonna beat my Toka either way if he does have it and decides to use it, so we're just gonna do it like this. Now I do just want to hold on to my board and not take directs next turn, so we're going to go ahead and side attack here. I am smaller because he has the global 15, and this side is going to be 4-2.
Okay. 1, 2, level. So keep sending Willems.
We will direct attack here for 3, or no, for 2. 2.
1, 2. 2 is good.
Okay, and then I will declare Frontier at 11.5 for 3.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's bad. 3's good.
And then on reverse, I can top check to rearrange. Yeah, we'll do it like turn? Okay. Where are your climaxes? Oh shit, that's one too many. Yeah, I think it's fine to just leave it like this.
Okay.
Alright, then start of your turn, I'm going to give 1500 to the Toka, and then over to you.
Cool. Alright. The situation is dire. First, we're going to need to pay out the climaxes before we refresh, so we're going to play the Milim, and heal, and then we're also just going to actually hard play Benimaru. And then gonna brainstorm. Couldn't pay out the second climax, but
Okay, so this is 6 back?
yes.
Okay.
6 back.
Okay.
You're out 5?
I am out 5, yeah. 3 Kurumi Climax, 2 Toka Climax.
Two, 3, 4. I'll salvage 1. Salvage a brainstorm. And refresh point. Okay. I am in a lot of trouble.
Uh, 12. This is 12.
12?
Yeah.
Alright, 1-5. Yeah, 1-5. What is my best out to the situation? Not great. Nothing's great.
So what's going through your head right now?
I can't kill you, but I also need to play the 2-turn game. If I front row everything, you just get the ability to triple crash next turn, which is not ideal. I need to leave you with something somewhere.
Do you
if
think
I want to have a chance of playing Milim next turn?
I think digging for more Milims potentially with a brainstorm, sacking it and using the other effect?
Yeah, I think I, at the very least, need to find more healers. Yeah, so let's activate the Milim effect. We're going to activate her act when I have the Dragon Buster Milim on the board. I can send her to waiting room and also, or discard a card and then send her to the waiting room, and then look up at the top 3 cards of my deck and add anything, discard the rest.
Yeah. Ordinarily, this would be how you dig for like end game pieces like the event and the climax, because it can grab any type of card, but in this case, healers are the order of the day.
We are going to brainstorm with another heal, oh boy. Hit 2, but there are no healers on our...
Wait, didn't you just pay one out? Or was that an event?
Oh, right, I did pay one. Okay, cool.
Alright, 1 heal is better than no heals.
Actually, just gonna grab another brainstorm. Okay, so we got these 2.
Yep.
Alright.
So at this point, would you just use the Milim Brainstorm effect again? Discard 1 sacker for another dig 3, and then that clears up the spot?
Play. Possibly. I loathe to discard any of the cards in my hand, but I think that might have to be the play.
Because the alternatives is you just play over something.
Yeah, it would be playing over Benimaru. Or just playing over Milim. Honestly, it would. The other cards in my hand are good enough, so I'm just gonna play over it.
Okay.
And heal. And then hope we don't die next turn. That's the plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, so let's attack. Let's attack here, front, for free.
Okay, 1, 2, cancel.
Front here, for 3.
1, 2, 3, cancel.
Oh no, that's not good.
That's the last of them.
Front, for 2.
Take 2. And then your effect, if you wanted to use it.
I will not affect.
Okay, and then my effects. So I have 4 cards in deck. I can basically decide what order I want them to be in. So there's no climaxes left in my deck, so I don't need to worry about that. I just need basically figure out what card I want to draw. So I'm going to top check first. I don't want that. And then we'll scry the other 2 using this. Sure. I'll do it that way. All right. The card I put on the bottom is the card I'm getting anyway, I guess. So draw. All right. Not going to clock here. We've just got 3 clean triggers on the top. We're just going to... What are we going to do? So these Benimarus are quite large. They are 12k. I do actually have consideration to just attack here twice only. And considering that as an option, I probably should have put this on top of my deck instead. But, How do we want to do this? Honestly, let's not think too hard about it. Mike's like super close to dead. Let's see if we can just kill him this turn.
I am pretty dead.
Yeah.
Pretty dead. I am already out. I'm up 4.
Yeah. But in the interest of actually like still not just throwing a game by doing like dumb moves because you think your opponent is 100% dead.
Yeah.
I think we will just go with this. So I at least know the bottom card of my deck. So I am going to leave the last card of my deck for this attack. So we're gonna go ahead and direct for 1, 2.
1, 2. Cancel.
Yeah, and then I'm going to front here. I'm smaller for 2.
1, 2. 2's good. How many out?
7.
No burn effect on the Benimaru. Benimaru does have a on reverse. I can pay 2 burn 1, but I need the stock.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if it ends here.
1, and that's it.
Okay, so was
So I think
I guess
definitely
an example of like what happens if you don't get all the like multiple Gelds online. It can start to fall
I think the biggest takeaway from this particular game is that having an early game is really important. The way I played this this mulligan, because everything started from the mulligan, right? I kept a standby and 2 level 1 remove combos, but then I didn't actually get to secure a good turn 1 level 0 play, and I think it's actually more important to find that because I was just so struggling on resources afterwards. I didn't have enough stocks to brainstorm multiple times, couldn't find the things I needed, only got 1 guild on the board and also refreshed at level 2, couldn't pay out climaxes. I think everything started falling apart because I kind of went a bit more greedy with the mulligan. I think in the future, if I were to do that again, I probably might just keep 1 Rimuru and then keep 1 climax and then dish the other Rimuru in favor of looking for one of my Milling Chasers or the level 0 Shizu.
So the keep was what? It was 2 Removes and a Climax?
Or this. Yeah, I'm definitely... So, like, I'm looking for these 3 in opening hand, right? I kept 2 Removes and a Climax, and then I discarded, like, this or something.
Like 2 3s or something, yeah.
I kept this, and then I discarded these, and then I opened with some hot garbage.
Yeah. So I guess one other question for you. So some people I have seen running builds with more 2/2s than just the 4 Gelds.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, like the more Benimaru hand encores, right?
Yeah, like this. I think it's like just a 10k hand encore, I believe, or 9/5.
Right. Yeah. I've seen lists run up to like 6 standby targets, like 4 Gelds, and then like 2 Benimarus. Honestly, that could be something that I would be interested in testing for sure. So like off camera, we've played with this build several times too, and it kind of feels like half the games I just don't actually get to have 2 Gelds in the waiting room by the time I get to level 1, which is honestly the difference is night and day, right? Having 2 Gelds is compared to just 1 Geld will really allow you to dominate the board, but then if you don't get the 2 Gelds, maybe 1 Geld and the 1 hand encore is also just good enough. You just want multiple 2/2s, especially since you're triggering so often. So maybe increasing the level 2 standby count is better. Maybe we want to be a bit less greedy in our level 2 and 3 count. In terms of like maybe we can cut a Shuna, or maybe we can cut a level 3 event, or maybe we cut a level 0. Honestly, our level 0 line is actually quite large as well, but I do think that it makes sense to run more than just 4 Gelds. Maybe another Benimaru or 2 Benimaru hand encores, just to be able to have more consistency in triggering and then being able to play 2/2s.
Yeah, because like the first Geld is always going in your back row, right? Because you standby it out to when you play the standby for the combo.
Yeah.
But then any subsequent one, it's just going to be put in the front row, and then at that point, a Geld and a Benimaru are essentially like the same because they're just
basically
a big
because the front row Geld is most likely not going to activate its effect. If you're going to protect something, it's probably going to be activating the back row Geld,
right?
Most likely. But then you're probably 3-stocking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So like the front row hand encore is honestly like sometimes even better.
If you start feeling any change, it'll be on like later turns, because on later turns, if hypothetically you had like double Geld, they can protect each other, but one Benimaru and 1 Geld, they wouldn't be able to do that same thing. Right.
But like having just a 2/2 encore is just
better than a 1/0.
Better than a 1/0, right? Because like you guys saw there, I triggered standby and then I just had nothing to standby out. So definitely a lot of room for kind of optimizing. I think like this build is kind of like the cookie cutter list, but I think a lot of people in Japan have been trying just more standby targets, and I think that is for a very good reason. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoyed another video. This is our first videos featuring a whole bunch of standbys. We have 16 standbys. And normally we're kind of more 1k1 players, but we definitely want to try to feature more varied playstyle in terms of decks on the channel, so you guys get a full glimpse of what Weiss Schwarz has to offer. But until then, this has been Mike and Randall, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Later.